Our story begins with a group of frogs that traveled around the forest. They met some other frogs along the way who joined them, and they all kept jumping around and meeting new frogs together. They enjoyed the view and the company of each other. Suddenly, 3 of the frogs fell down into a deep hole in the ground. Everybody was shocked. They gathered around the hole and waited to see what happened. The 3 frogs who fell inside started jumping and trying to escape. The rest of the frogs saw that the hole was too deep and told them that there's no way they could get out of there. They should wait for the rain so the hole would fill up with water and they could swim outside. The frogs kept trying a little more but got discouraged. The other frogs told them that it was not possible, so 2 of them gave up and decided to wait for the rain, even though it could take too long till it rains and the water fills the hole. But there was one frog that didn't give up. She kept jumping while the frogs outside shouted at her that she should quit, that she cannot do it, and that she was wasting her time and effort. The frogs seemed to ignore them. She looked at them, and every time they shouted, she just kept trying harder. After a few more tries, she finally made it and got outside. "How did you do it?" everybody asked her. "Thank you for encouraging me. Thanks to you guys, I gained the power to believe in myself, and I saved my life." The frogs finally understood. She was deaf. She couldn't hear them, so she thought they were encouraging her. The frogs decided to gather together and encourage the 2 other frogs, who eventually managed to get out as well. The main message we get from the story is that our own success and failure are affected by our own minds. Thank you for choosing to watch Freedom Kingdom. Now, let's deep dive into the subject. We're constantly talking to ourselves every day, all the time. There's always a voice in the background that continues talking to us endlessly, and mantras that keep repeating themselves within us. Do they encourage or discourage you? Do you tell yourself things that lift you up or things that bring you down? Do you treat yourself like you want to be treated? After all, everything starts with our mindset. It's all up to us. You could be your own worst enemy, but you could also be your biggest savior as well. This is why you should reprogram your mind and adjust it to be in sync with what you are willing to attract into your life, rather than what you want to keep out. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. Don't underestimate the power of your words and the way you speak to yourself. You've got a lot of power in your hands, and you can decide to use it to your own advantage instead of hurting yourself. Try to pay close attention to the way you treat yourself every day and ask yourself, am I speaking in a way that helps me grow and move forward, or am I bringing myself down, going in the opposite direction to my desired life? If it's hard for you to identify the way you talk to yourself, pay attention to the feelings inside of your body. A bad feeling means there's a negative thought sitting in your mind, something that bothers you, while a good feeling means you're in sync with the way that you wish to live your life, at least for that moment. And our lives are made by one moment after another. So the more good moments we have, the more we live our life well. It doesn't mean that we should feel good all the time or get away from bad emotions, which those are important too. But we want to try for more positive moments that will make up the mosaic of our lives. Whenever you find yourself saying negative affirmations out loud or inside your head, or you're caught in a bad mood, try to acknowledge it and then readjust your mindset to focus on your growth. Take the voice in your head that currently focuses on what could go wrong or on any other negative thought and move it to your wanted reality. Do it again and again. It's not something that stays forever. It's an ongoing process that needs to be repeated over and over. Just like you brush your teeth to keep them healthy and fresh, just like you take a shower on a regular basis to stay clean, keep adjusting your mindset in the right direction regularly. We are going to talk about 2 ways to practice positive affirmations. The first way is to make some time every day and repeat positive affirmations. But it's not enough to just say it. You have to feel it. Your body and mind will react to the feeling that comes with the words you say. You can combine music that motivates you, dancing, moving, or anything that will help you raise your vibration. Also, you have to repeat it on a regular basis because one time or a few times will not make a difference in the long term. It is the habit of continuously saying positive words to yourself that will make you feel better in general, little by little and program your mind to come up with constructive thoughts more naturally the more you practice. The second way is to pay attention to your affirmations throughout the day, and if there's a negative affirmation, change it to a positive one. For example, if I notice that I stop myself from asking a question because I'm afraid to embarrass myself, and I hear my mind telling me, "Don't ask this question, you will make fun of yourself. It's okay, you'll figure it out by yourself." This is a bad affirmation. It makes me feel like I cannot ask questions because I care too much about what others would think of it. I give priority to other people's thoughts about me over my will to ask for help in order to get an answer to my question. Instead, I should say, it's okay to not know everything. If I ask this question, I can get an answer and learn something new. It doesn't matter what others think. I know who I am and what I'm worth. This way, I adjust my mindset to aim at the wanted result. I took a situation that could bring me down and turned it into a situation that supports and empowers me, and all it took was a small shift in my mind. It might not be so easy at first, so just accept it and take your time to get used to it. Every new behavior we are not used to is weird at first, but the more we repeat it, we start to feel more and more comfortable with it, and it becomes a natural part of us. When you say affirmations, it's important to say them in a proper way. What does it mean? It means that you need to say the affirmation in a positive form, not in a negative form. For example, when you say something like, "I am not going to fail," your brain may ignore the word not and focus on the word fail. But when you say, "I am going to succeed," the focus is on the word succeed. In addition, a sentence like, "I am not going to fail," makes you focus on ways to avoid failing and keeps you in a protective mode, while the sentence, "I am going to succeed," makes you focus on ways to achieve success and keeps you in a productive mode. When you say negative sentences, you create a stressful situation. You try to avoid something or get away from something. Instead, it would be much more effective to say positive sentences that create a reality of growth. Paint yourself the desired picture, not the undesired one. It is much more motivating to keep your eyes on where you want to get instead of where you don't. It's also important that it will go smoothly, without pushing yourself. If it feels forced, it is not going to work. Implement it slowly so it would feel genuine. Don't live on automatic mode. Adjust your focus and your feeling to your desired reality. Life has so much to offer, and you have so much more control of it than you think you have, by choosing to make the right decisions for you. Many outside circumstances are indeed out of our control, but we have an enormous power inside of us that can create our outer reality by changing our inner world. And it all begins with how we talk and treat ourselves. So let's make sure to keep up with the good affirmations. Now, I invite you to choose one magic box. Are you ready to see what's inside? The first box says, "Say a positive affirmation out loud." The second box says, "Write a positive affirmation in the comment section." The third box says, "Press the like button." Thank you for watching Freedom Kingdom. It was a pleasure hosting you on this channel and creating this video for you. If you like these kinds of videos and you want to see more content related to personal development, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.